What is going on, guys? I'm about to show you what I think is one of the biggest innovations in fishing and really sets the bar moving forward for an entire sort of tackle box developed around forward-facing sonar. So Gambler Lures developed the FF series, forward-facing series, a series of soft plastic specifically designed to show up better on forward-facing sonar as well as terminal tackle to fish for those suspended fish as well as give you a better return. And what I have right here, this is the FF series jig head. If you guys like fishing a Damiki rig or a ball head, you'll recognize this immediately. It's a finesse hook. It's like a 1/0 finesse hook. This jig incorporates a wire keeper right there, which allows you to use elastic plastics as well. But Damiki rigging, dropping on them, throwing that small swim bait like a Kitech or a little easy, making that long cast fishing for those suspended fish. One of the biggest keys about this jig head though is the return it gives, and there's a very interesting reason for that. So if you can see, there's these wonderful ridges, almost kind of like a Kitech, all over the head of this jig. And I like to use this analogy to kind of describe it. If you guys are familiar with like the stealth fighter, so the stealth fighter flies through radar, under radar, radar can't pick it up. And a lot of that concept is based on the physics of radar is in waves and it hits edges or corners. So all of the planes, all of the surfaces on that stealth fighter are very smooth, very rounded. You know, the waves simply just roll over it, roll by it. They don't pick it up, they don't bounce back and reflect. So we want the exact opposite thing to happen when we're dealing with forward-facing sonar like my Active Target 2. So what actually happens is, with these ridges on the jig head, they actually create a larger plane of deflection. So basically at any angle underwater, this jig head has an edge or an angle. Thus, when the waves are shooting through the water on your forward-facing sonar, it's hitting this jig head and giving a bigger, brighter return no matter what angle, no matter how it's pointed, no matter where it's at in the water column. Super innovative design, all the time, like the real innovative stuff is very simple and it's based on some very basic physics principles, and that's exactly what this is. You can rig it up with the new FFS series plastics. So like the minnow right here, it's a super easy rig. You just thread it on and bring that hook out, and then you just pinch it on the keeper. So it just your standard Damiki or just kind of like a shake rig, like a drop shake rig that you can use offshore fishing for these suspended fish. It also works perfectly with one of the standards. That would be like a Kitech, a 3.3 Kitech. Same concept. You're just gonna thread it on just like you would that ball head jig, bring it out, give it a little push down on the keeper. But the biggest difference that you're gonna see between this and your standard ball head or your standard finesse heads that you're using is the brightness of return. That head is going to show up like a bright little sun on whatever forward-facing sonar that you're using, and it's definitely going to enable you to put the bait in a better place, be more consistent about bait placement, as well as track that bait so that you can make sure that you're in the strike zone or around the fish that you're trying to target more efficiently and better. So check this thing out. It's the new FFS series jig head from Gambler Lures. It's going to change the game when it comes to forward-facing sonar and finesse fishing, both Damiki rig fishing and swim bait fishing. It's pretty awesome, dude. You need to try it if you are into forward-facing sonar.